Hello and welcome to Red Hat Enterprise Presents. This is episode number 25, Introduction to Satellite. Thank you all so much for joining us today. I'm really excited. We've got a lot of great things to talk about on the show today. So time appropriate greetings to all of you. As usual, in the chat is the best way to talk with the host, talk with our guest, ask your questions, and be part of the show. So if you are not on our Discord, there's a Discord server as well, and we'll share all of those links throughout the show, and they'll be in the show notes afterwards. But before we get too deep into today's topic, I do have an announcement I'm really excited about. I would like to introduce our new recurring co-host, Brian Smith. How you doing today, Brian?
Good. Thanks so much, Eric. Very excited to be here.
Yeah, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us what you do here at Red Hat, and what brings you what made you decide to jump onto a every other week live stream.
Sounds good. Yeah. So right now I'm a product manager in the RHEL business unit focused on automation and management. So what that means is I'm working with technologies like RHEL system roles and web consoles, stuff like that. I've moved into this position back in April, and before that, I was with Red Hat as a TAM, a technical account manager, for about 3 years. So that's my background. Before that, I worked as a sysadmin for many years. So yeah, excited to be here.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm glad to have you as a co-host. There's always a lot to keep track of between the chat, the stream, the conversation, the interview. So I, for one, am very thankful to have you. And as I recall, you are not new to this particular YouTube channel. As I recall, a couple of years ago, your wonderful narration skills were put to good use for the RHEL 8.0 beta. There was a bunch of videos you did that quick overviews of new feature in RHEL 8, and that's actually how I really got in touch with RHEL 8 and started learning all the things.
Yeah, I have a bunch of blogs and videos out there. Hopefully more videos to come soon. So
Yeah, and shameless plug for Brian. If you follow our blog, Brian has been a machine publishing probably close to 8, if not a dozen, blogs around system roles right now. So if you're looking to automate your builds, if you're looking to standardize your environment, system roles are a great way to do that. And Brian, I think, has the monopoly on system role blog content right now.
yeah, we need to do a RHEL presents just on system roles sometime. Hopefully soon.
Yeah, that's actually on the roadmap for early next year. But yeah, we definitely do. They are incredibly powerful. And in fact, kind of is a good segue into today's topic because system roles, Ansible, things like tools like this have come a very long way since my days as a systems administrator. And one of the other tools that we've actually not covered in 25 episodes or I should say in 24 episodes, we've only mentioned this product in passing, but that is Red Hat Satellite. And I could think of no one better to come on the show and talk about Satellite than our own Matthew Yee. He is a technical marketing manager here at Red Hat. He works on my team, and he was with me a couple of weeks ago as we talked about RHEL 8.5. Looks like we're having some streaming issues, so give me just a second, and I'll bring Matt on to introduce himself, and we'll let's see. Hey, Matt,
Hey
welcome
guys,
back. I'm so glad you decided to join me 2 weeks in a row.
thanks for having me back, and thanks for the intro. Brian, welcome to the show, and look forward to seeing you more on Red Hat Presents.
Thanks, Matthew.
So, Matt, for those that
Go
missed
ahead,
last
Eric.
week's,
Sorry.
yeah, no worries. So, for those that missed last week's episode, why don't you give a quick introduction on who you are, what you do here at Red Hat, and if you're doing anything exciting right now?
I'm a technical marketing manager here at Red Hat. I've been at the company for about 5 months now. In the past, I've mostly worked in the storage industry, and before that, I was a sysadmin as well. So I've been using Red Hat probably since, well, I've been using it since undergrad. Um, So what I'm going to talk about today is Red Hat Satellite, and I'm going to give an introduction to Red Hat Satellite to everybody out there. Um, and it's very timely because yesterday we released version 6.10 of Red Hat Satellite, and we're very excited about this release.
It's almost as if we planned it that way.
So Matthew, I'm guessing a lot of the viewers are not really familiar with satellite. What does it do? Why would I want to have it? What problems is it going to solve for me as a RHEL customer?
So from the point of view of a systems administrator, a lot of us have had this problem, but sometimes when you do a YUM or DNF update, what happens if the firewall hasn't been opened or if there's no proxy configured? You can't update your system. There are lots of ways to work around it. The recommended way of doing it at Red Hat is Red Hat Satellite. So what Red Hat Satellite does is, well, and this is not all that it does, but it basically provides content. And when I say content, I mean stuff like RPMs, Ansible collections, even files, stuff like that, and just make it available locally so that from a security point of view, there is only one opening in the firewall that has to be opened, and you can pull all the things that you need onto your Red Hat Satellite, and then you can manage all of your hosts through Red Hat Satellite. So Red Hat Satellite's not just for enabling hosts to get their updates. You can also provision machines, and you can also take advantage of some of our host